Let's talk about the astrology of September 26th and 27th, 2024. Wait a second. Let's start over. Imagine a city that is deep underground. This city is set by a briefcase to last 200 years. But now the city is falling down. The lights are flickering out. The electricity is going out from the city. The king of the city, who's supposed to be the role model, who's supposed to think of the good of the all, happens to be keeping it for himself. One of the characters in the City of Emperor discovered the emperor sitting in a chair in a library eating canned peaches, indulging himself in that, instead of sharing the goods, the valuable food that is needed for people. He decided that he was going to keep it for himself. And through that, the mystery has been solved. So because of this, we can really look at what true investigators appear to be. And so in this case, we're talking about the Mercury trine Pluto transit occurring on September 26th. So I'm going to talk about that and the other transits occurring on September 26th and 27th of this year. Let's first talk about the Mercury trine Pluto transit happening on September 26th. Mercury is at 29 degrees of Virgo. Pluto is at 29 degrees of Capricorn. They're trining each other. They're both in earth signs. This energy overall is good for convincing people into things. It's good for, the power of persuasion. I'm persuading this person to get my ducks. I'm persuading this person to get my calendar. I'm persuading this person to join on my force field with me. It's this Hitlerian sort of persuasive power where you can hit to the bottom note of something, find the truth in something, and manipulate people in order for them to be on your side. This is what this can be like. The power of penetration that becomes super important here. This is good for any kind of sales work, bargaining, or debating, as you can get people on your side and you can provide a solution and an outlet of social speak to get people on your side. Another possibility is that you could meet someone who could profoundly influence you on a deep level, transforming you from within. Karmic friendships can certainly be initiated under this transit. This could also be a time for deep and long-lasting partnerships, gains, any understanding of the underworld could shift you within, could move you within and without, and could be very serious topics of discussion at this time. This is a time to deeply understand whatever subject that you want to delve into. It's about taking the deep plunge, the deep dive into information. That's what this is about. Um, it really is about not skimming the surface, but finding the true answers to things, getting to the bottom root core of what you're studying. This is good for any kind of investigation. This is good for learning astrology. Psychological self-analysis can also really pay off. And uncovering secrets, finding the truth in secrets, really finding the what's hidden below in secrets. There could also be obsessive tendencies when it comes to researching information, always needing more information, never really feeling like we have enough information. Always needing to dig deeper into the information that we're learning. This is also good for getting an astrology reading, a psychic reading, or seeing a psychotherapist. This is good for empowered communication. And we can find that we're more decisive, we're more quick to decide, we're more quick to act during this time. And our actions are deep within us and intuitively correct. We can really command others' attention through both the written and the spoken word. That's something to this as well. About the power of our words, the power of what we say, how we communicate, what we communicate, and the delivery of what we communicate. So we can really command other people's examiners with this. This is a time to go below the surface for answers. That's what this is about. After Mercury trines Pluto, Mercury moves into Libra, and it's going to be here until October 13th. So Mercury is in Libra from September 26th until October 13th. So what is this about? Well, Mercury rules over communication. It rules over transportation. It looks at the learning and sharing of information, how you learn, how you perceive information, your rational thought processes. When Mercury is in Libra, we're finding diplomatic ways to approach affairs, diplomatic, peaceful, harmonious ways of going about things. This is a time to deepen our connection with other people, to stimulate ourselves on an intellectual level, and bond with other people. We're really understanding their thoughts and opinions and beliefs. This is a time to be more partnership oriented, thinking of the other people, bonding with the other people. We're eager to relate, we're eager to connect at this time. Our interactions with others can be more diplomatic. Libra also seeks peace. It's the peacekeeper of the zodiac. It's one of the peacemaking signs of the zodiac. It's a masculine peacemaking sign. The other two signs related to peace are Taurus and Pisces. What lies in the middle of Taurus and Pisces is Libra, an air sign. We have an earth sign, a water sign, and an air sign that are all about peace, equally about peace. And so we can refine communication skills. This is a time to refine our communication skills, become more elegant and desirable with our communication. Mastering the art of conversation. That's what this is about. Listening, hearing the other person's point of view, what they're saying, what their main point is, and then interjecting and responding with our points. our motives, our ding-alongs, our words of wisdom that we want to impart. This is a time to sharpen our relationship skills and see things, be willing to see things from a different angle than you would otherwise consider things to be. Being open to different points of view and being open to considering new ways of looking at the world at large. This talks about initiates of communication. We can find ourselves being the initiates of communication. Respecting communication and politeness. That's a major theme here. Where we're respectful, we're considerate, we are open-minded, we are receptive to the other person's point of view. We need to acknowledge the power of both intelligent communication and refined and elegant communication. Mutual understanding can also thrive under this influence. Harmonious conversations. We need to care more about how we deliver our message, and we need to focus on active listening. The moon in the sign of Cancer will trine Neptune at 28 degrees of Pisces. This transit in general sensitizes your emotions. You become more emotional, you become more sensitive to the world around you. But equally, you also become more creative. You're finding that your imagination is awakened at this time. This is good for dreaming up new ideas and visions and goals that you have for the future, fantasizing about the life that you want to live and what you want to experience in your life. Maybe it is idealizing a partner, but for the good purposes of life, not for the bad purposes. This is not a negative aspect. So we're idealizing and seeing the best parts of our partner, seeing the lighter vibrations and the lighter qualities of the people in our lives. Any creative work, music, painting, sculpting, blind making, lamp making, clock making, whatever allows you for yourself to be creative. This is a time where that creative thing could shutting on the road to Hitchcock could be very successful. Your intuition should be very powerful at this time now, very potent. This is also a charitable energy, so it's good to give, good to selflessly give to the people around you. Giving selflessly without expecting anything in return. It's just an energy of wanting to be compassionate towards others. Maybe you're acting as a healer to those closest to you, possibly. You are more receptive to what they have to say, their viewpoints, hence Mercury and Libra, and also we're more receptive to, others are more receptive to us when we're giving healing advice or doing healing things for others. This is great for art, painting, or singing, or composing music. The moon will also oppose Pluto in Capricorn. So the moon's at 29 degrees of Cancer, Pluto's at 29 degrees of Capricorn. This can bring about drama and chaos in relationships. Our feelings become more intense. They're difficult to contain at this time, difficult to control. We may have difficulty controlling our reactions and behaviors at this time. We may also have mood swings as well. There can be feelings of jealousy, possessiveness, and fear. We're feeling the other person's possessing us, or we're feeling jealous of something in our lives, or we're afraid of something in our own individual experiences. we may find that these things are amped up at this time. We need to be vulnerable without getting manipulated emotionally and controlled emotionally. Um, this becomes a really, really big focus for us of not getting manipulated emotionally. People could destroy our self-esteem to boost their self-esteem in one way or another, so be aware of that. Be aware of anyone who wants to instill fear inside you. People around you might people around you might let out their intense emotions. Do not try to act on your strong, raw feelings. It won't work out very well this time. And also, stop trying to control other people. Let them live their own lives. Let them do their own thing. Let them learn from their mistakes. No need to try to control them. This is also not good for making important decisions. We can find that our emotional security and empowerment are thrown off course at this time. What we need to feel emotionally secure within ourselves is not in alignment with our true self. We need to be mindful of exerting our power through manipulation. We need to be mindful of others are manipulating us. And we need to be mindful of any addictive quality that other people or we pursue in our own lives. Any addictive quality, whatever that may be. We need to be mindful of if we're going through significant transformations at this time. Any taboo topic area, great to study at this time. Now, the moon will also sextile Mercury. The moon's in Leo, Mercury's in Libra. This is good for socializing. We're feeling in the mood for talking. We're feeling in the mood to connecting with others. You're more in tune with the feelings of others at this time. This is good for surfacey chit chat as opposed to serious discussion topics. This is good to talk about family relationship problems, to talk about issues, to hash out issues that need to be talked about and dealt with. Asking the hard questions about the state of your life and being willing to find the answers to those questions. This is good and productive for any writing activity. Anything in the writing world can thrive under this transit. We need to share and be more open about our feelings. That's something huge here, is sharing our feelings, communicating our feelings. We need to also express ourselves emotionally one way or another. And then learn whatever you want to learn about. Study what you want to study, what you desire to study. If there's something that you're interested in, now's the time to take the deep dive and learn that topic. We can also gain emotional perspective at this time. You know, we're looking at things from a larger point of view. We're seeing things small from up above. We're seeing the forest for the trees kind of thing. So gaining objective perspective can be a thriving quality under this influence. It's important also to make your conversations more reflective of your true, authentic self, being true to yourself in this type of way. We need to make sure that you're being authentic in your interactions, that your connections are genuine, and that you have self-awareness in general. Now, I did pull an oracle card from the Shaman's Dream Oracle. by Baron Reed, Alberto Villoldo, and Sol Lopez. And the card that I pulled for the collective needing to know something valuable on September 26th, 2024, where I asked the question, what does the collective need to know on September 26th? And the card that I got is the Holy Mountain in the reverse position. And so this talks about being active, taking action, deciding to take action steps in your life. Get up that runner beans. Take out that calendar and write down your to-do list. Paint that painting that you want to paint. Turn on the light. Go on that journey. Start walking down a certain path. Start climbing up a certain mountain, which will lead you to an end destination of some sort of tribulation. This is about not letting your fears and your doubts and your limiting beliefs hold you back, but getting past these things and pursuing what you want to pursue with bravery, with courage, and with self-confidence and a high sense of self-worth. This is about taking the action steps, putting in the work, and putting forth the effort towards whatever you want to see as a reality in your life. Maybe you can actually build a glass castle if you put in the work. Laziness at this time can be an obstacle. That's something that can hold you back. The laziness of not wanting to put in the work. Things are not going to magically happen at the snap of your fingers. It requires you taking the initiative. It requires you putting in the work. It requires time and effort both together. This is a time to get past any challenge and face those challenges. Being willing to face the challenges, overcoming these challenges will make you more successful. Remember that. Now we're moving on to September 27th. So the first transit happening on September 27th is the sun in Libra sextiling the moon in Libra. So this can give us a positive boost of emotional energy. You can find that your subconscious part of your brain and your conscious part of your brain are equally in balance. We can find that at this time. We can feel more comfortable being ourselves and relaxing. Sit on that. Self-confidence is a very major thing here. We're feeling more self-confident and our focus is more balanced. We can be emotionally caring and tender towards others while also being masculine and optimistic. The moon will also square Venus in the sign of Scorpio. So with the moon in Leo squaring Venus in Scorpio, a fixed square, there is a deep need here for connection, balance, harmony, and romance in your life. But negative symptoms of this aspect include carelessness. We're not thinking things through. We're acting on impulse. We're lowering our standards in relationship. That's a major theme here. That's a major issue we can run into. And self-indulgence. We're so eager to connect that our discernment antenna is not activated. And we're overdoing things. We're over-engaging in a certain activity that's, too much. We're doing too much. So this is time to do activities that bring you joy. Time to do what brings you joy, whatever it is. Is it riding a bike? Is it painting or drawing? Is it composing a song? Is it cooking a meal? Is it walking up steps? Is it hanging up pictures and paintings around your house? Whatever brings you joy. As opposed to doing the hard work that you have to do that after you do the things that bring you joy. Because then you'll have much better focus on the things that you have to get done when the things that bring you joy are out of the way, clear as Baton Rouge. Healthy relationships at this time could be dampened. They could perhaps be less healthy, or there could be issues in relationships. Certain relationships in your life may lack loyalty and commitment. Either you're not loyal and committed enough, or the other person isn't that. The other thing here is we're overindulging in activities that bring us pleasure. We need to be also aware we're not impulse buying on things that we don't need. And greed, wanting more material possessions, not feeling like we have enough things, stuff around us. We need to be aware that we're not engaging in the lower frequency of greed. Relationships and sentimentality, two major themes under this transit. We can also go through some challenges in our romantic life. We're likely also to clash with loved ones on a certain issue going on. Insecurities could lead us to project fear onto others if we're not aware of it. We need to be aware of what we're projecting onto others, and is it healthy and good or unhealthy and bad? We need to be willing to make adjustments in our relationships if need be at this time. We may also be unmotivated to do hard work at this particular time, as I spoke to about it earlier. The moon is going to trine the north node in Aries. So when the moon is trine the north node, our relationships with others will lead us to fortunate opportunities that we need to take advantage of that we didn't expect would happen in our lives. These opportunities will pave the way for us in our emotional growth. This is a good time to follow your interest or intuition. You may also receive flashes of insight about past, present, and future events in our individual experiences. We need to take care of our own emotional well-being at this time. We need to work through any issues in our relationships also. What holds us back from our emotions, and what holds us back on an emotional level that we keep going back to as a comfort zone, and what do we need to do that is for our betterment, good for us, that will make us grow, that will make us help us evolve, that will move us forward in our lives. We need to be mindful of going in the north node direction and releasing the shadows of the south node. In this case, the south node is in Libra, so it's relationships, the codependency aspect of Libra. That's what we need to release. This is also good for tapping into our imagination. We may feel more imaginative at this time, and our imaginations can give us ideas that will help us move forward. We may feel enhanced emotional and psychic sensitivity at this time. We need to evaluate where our intuition has guided us and where it hasn't guided us. Our emotions and imagination can be keys to our personal growth. And ask the question, are you leading with your true self or not? Are you living from the inside out or not? Are you being authentic to yourself or not? Are you leading by your soul or your ego? That's up for you to evaluate. The second card that I pulled, this particular card, is the card where I asked the question and shuffled the cards. What does the collective need to know in September 27th? And the card that I got is the lower world in the reverse position, as you can see. And so when this card is reversed, by the way, I completely forgot to read to you the first card, what is it called? The essence of the first card. The card number 25, which is the Holy Mountain. So let me just read to you the card that I chose for September 26th, the Holy Mountain, in the guidebook. So this is what it says. Native peoples around the earth recognize mountains as places of great power, where one encounters spirit, or where the gods or goddesses reside. In ancient Greece, Mount Olympus was the home of the 12 main gods and goddesses. In Tibet, pilgrims circumambulate Mount Kailash to bring prosperity. In Peru, pilgrims climb the ice-capped Mount Ostingate to receive the starlight and bring fire to the earth. Now, looking at card number 31, the lower world. So we need to look at this particular card now. So I'm going to flip to card number 31, and I'm going to read to you the essence of this card. The lower world holds the hidden treasures of humanity. It is a place of rich and fruitful darkness, where we can find the disowned parts of ourselves and the abandoned aspects of our psyches. The lower world is the place of our ancestors, where we discover the gifts and lessons from the past. It is the realm of the collective unconscious. Here we can meet our demons and transform them into pure energy, our source of personal power. When this card is reversed, when I show you the card, this particular card, the lower world, this card is in the reverse position. This is about going back into the past and looking at what we've achieved and looking at what we experienced and seeing the value of our achievements and our experiences, seeing what we've overcome, of what we faced, what we rose above, of what we went through on an emotional and psychological level. We need to look at what went through and look at the lessons behind that experience and learn from the lessons and move on from the past. The past is history. We can't change what has already happened. All we can do is learn from it and be better versions of ourselves in the present moment, because the present is where we create reality. But we need to look into history, why we study history, so we don't make the same mistakes over again. We can learn from the past. We can look at the mistakes we made and do better in the future and in the present moment. We need to face these lessons head on. We need to honor the things that have occurred in our lives. And if you learn the lessons from the past, it will stop haunting you. You can move on. You can create a new story. We first need to acknowledge what has happened in the past. Look at the lessons of it, learn from it, and move on from it. That's what we need to do. That's a four-step process for us all individually to do. So thank you for tuning into this video. I hope that you've enjoyed it and found it interesting. Maybe you found some valuable insights from this. And if you did, be sure to share this, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss a future upload from me. Bye for now.